Black Panthers.
I'm lost. Are you completely
The
lost?
Eiffel Tower, the Washington Monument, Cleopatra's Needle.
Bears. Black bears.
I have no idea.
Ooh, I got it. Roger Rabbit. Zombie Roger Rabbit.
A black tiger?
This is a black tiger.
Lincoln, Reagan, Kennedy, and Landers.
Oh, the Glottalic hypothesis of Proto-Indo-European phonology.
I was just about to guess the glottalic hypothesis too.
Gotta be faster, sweetie.
How did you get that out of this?
A collection of one-act plays written by local playwrights. We have a combination of, there's comedy, there's tragedy, there's poignancy. There's something for everybody. We all play different parts. There are, I think, about 15 actors, and they come in and out as different characters for each of the different scenes. Every time you see a scene change, then you're gonna start a whole new set of characters, whole new set of, there'll be a beautiful scenery on the back wall, which we've started already with the book motif there.
Don't be mean. Peppers. No, green peppers.
Oh, I got it. Kevin Bacon. Zombie Kevin Bacon.
Severe spinal injury?
Apples. Green apples.
Circus contortionist.
Beans. Green beans.
Emperor Augustus. Zombie Emperor Augustus.
Madagascar, Soviet Russia, Trinidad.
Green with envy.
They'll say spinal injury.
Greenland.
Oh, I've got it! The origin of consciousness and the breakdown of the bicameral mind.
Bingo.
Oh, for Pete's sake, that was too obvious.
I know, right?
Wait, what?
Some people are in one play, some people are in 6 different plays. Jordan, I think, is in 6. I think he's the most, Jordan Rimpola. And we have walk-ons, and we have, so everyone has different characters to play, and all different size roles.
Okay, Dan, even you can get this one.
Djibouti, Somalia, West Hollywood.
The NRA, the NSA, FBI, Girl Scouts.
Hyundai, Honda.
Brooklyn, the Bronx, Berkeley.
Hatchback.
Juniper, Cypress, Spruce, Poinsettia.
Come on, Dan, you know this one.
Not a clue.
Hey, no talking.
Construction workers, drag queens.
No idea.
Spider-Man. Zombie Spider-Man.
Tom, I thought for sure you'd get that one.
Yeah, some have been done at the Asheville Arts Center.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm directing, I'm sort of coordinating the whole thing. And then each different one act has their own separate director. As Written, which is one of the ones that we just filmed, As Written, I directed, but I'm actually just the coordinator. I did the scheduling and that sort of thing.
So I'm just wondering, are there plays that haven't been, that are just being
Yes, they're brand new.
Okay.
Yes, they're brand new, never been seen. This will be their debut.
So would it be a good thing to be a director of a play that hasn't been seen before, that the people don't have preconceived ideas on how they should be done?
Sure.
Or is there a problem because the writer's right there and is thinking, oh my gosh, this is not what I had in mind?
Well, one of the originals, the writer is the director, Felicia Leonard. So she has envisioned the entire thing from its inception until its performance. She wrote it, she's directing it, and she did a fabulous job with that. It's her first time directing, I think. Yeah. Right, Felicia? Yeah. It's her first time directing, and she's done a fabulous job with that.
It's called Ice Cream Snapshots, and it's the story of a mother and her daughter, basically snapshots of their life together as the daughter's growing up, and the mother is sort of watching this happen around her.
So is this from any of your own experience?
There's a little bit where the girl's a teenager that I somewhat kind of use the way my sister and my mom interact with the going back and forth attitude, but aside from that, it's not really, I mean, I haven't reached adult character level yet myself, so I can't base any experience on that part.
So this is your first time writing, first time directing. So
Yeah.
to direct your own play, what is that like?
Oh, every time we had rehearsal, I was very nervous.
Were you afraid the actors were gonna like tear it apart?
No, I just felt very much like a fish out of water, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like when I was first emailing back and forth with Mr. Nielsen that we were going to get to do my play, he asked me if I wanted to direct it myself. First I called my mom, kind of screaming, and then my first question was, will someone help me if I get lost? Because I wasn't sure I know what to do, but I have a small cast. There's only 4 people in it. It's very small, so it's not been too overwhelming. Maybe in the future if I do more, kind of push myself with a bigger cast, but for now, my ladies have been great.
Do you think for a first-time director it's a good idea to direct your own play? It's kind of all been in your mind up to a point, and you know what the characters should be doing and what they should be saying and everything?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think doing my own has been a lot more of an advancement in that, like, when I'm writing it and I'm like, if I don't spell out this, I'll know if I'm directing it myself, I can still elaborate on it and know that it's the right course for the interpretation that I'm going for. Whereas if I was doing someone else, I might be worried about misconstruing their ideas. So there's a little bit less pressure that way, or else it's just a lot easier, I think. It's a good way to ease into directing.
How the hell am I supposed to get that? Zombie Spider-Man? Who comes up with these things? I mean, what the hell? And why would you ever guess Zombie Spider-Man? And this does not mean Zombie Spider-Man because there is no freaking Zombie Spider-Man!
One of my experiences, the one that I'm directing as written, was written by Clay Nielsen, and we just ran into a little tiff the other day when he said, oh, it really was written to be like that, and I said, well, I thought maybe it should be like this, and so we sounded like an old married couple with what to do with with the action in the play. But so yeah, there's advantages and disadvantages to both ways. There are some plays that we've all seen 100,000 times.
Well, that's what I was wondering,
Right.
and so you always direct the same kind of way because
Right.
it's the way you've seen it.
Right.
Over
There's your
the years.
Annie and your, West Side Story and those that come up all the time. And so people sort of know what to expect and they've seen it many, many times. And directors have difficulty, I think, straying from what's been done in the past with those sorts of things. This, we have an advantage because they're brand new, some of them, and so they've never been seen. And so there's that give and take with all that.
Is there any underlying theme?
No, there isn't. They're all separate vignettes with all different themes and all different emotional reactions to them. There's one that's very poignant and will certainly bring a tear to a couple eyes, and there's one that's very tragic, and then the rest are just hilarious.
I wrote one of the plays
And what's
that will
that
be
one?
performed. It's called Mixed Nuts. It has to do with a conversation that's happening in a mental institution. And I'll leave it at that because it's very interesting how it ends out.
Where did you get the idea?
I just had one of those ideas hit me, taken from a couple of different things I've seen and put them all together.
Now, are you in this play or directing it?
I'm directing Mixed Nuts. I'm not in it. I have Doug Anderson and Mike Mooney who are in it, and they're the primary characters. Marty Dixon is in it, and Jordan Rimple is in it, as some secondary characters. But Mike and Doug are very, very good in the roles. So I'm pleased that they're in it.
So when you were writing it, you must have had an idea of what the characters were going to be like and how they're going to sound, and voice inflection and how things were going to go. Now, are these guys on the mark? Are they less than what you expected? Are they doing better with the material than maybe it deserves? I don't know.
They have exceeded my expectations. I am thrilled with the outcome. The first time that we read through the script, just to see it, was incredible. The first time they came on stage and started acting it out, I was just amazed. I was smiling and glowing at how incredible it looked. You have an idea for how you want a show to look and be performed, and when you see it, it's amazing. It's an incredible experience.
What do you think about this, the theater here doing this kind of a little bit different, a little bit avant-garde kind of production rather than Annie or...
I think that this is a really good way to showcase what wonderful local talent we have. there's a lot of very talented people, from musicians to actors to writers, everything. And this is one form that we can show our works, I guess. It's not something I want to do all the time. I point out Clay Nielsen, he has written some very tremendous great plays. I've written one, and I don't know if I'll ever write any more. It just depends if the idea comes up. But I wanted something to be entertaining, and I think that there will be people who will be very entertained by each of these shows that they'll see when they come here.
Hello, Stephen J. Spielborn, Master Muse and Weaver of Destiny speaking. How may a director call?
Hey Steve, where are those pages? The director's getting pissed. He sent me one on that scene an hour ago. He's throwing stuff around and calling you every name in the book, even more than usual.
Hey, I'm working as fast as I can. I've got writer's block, Benny. I just can't make myself write the ending the way he wants it. It's just not right.
Having been in theater for a number of years, it was sort of easy to come up with a dialogue, a conversation that you're having. And I kept it simple because primarily I have two characters, so they're having a conversation. When you have multiple characters, I would imagine it gets more complex. I kept it simple for my simple self that I am. But I just had a framework and then started developing the conversations around that. And really I had no ending point until I got to a certain place and said, okay, this is how I can end it. I just knew what I wanted for conversations and how the characters interacted.
Are you changing any dialogue or anything on stage? Say, well, that doesn't sound as good as it was in my mind. Let's change it and anything like that.
They are dead on script. We changed one word. One word in the whole script.
Is it a significant word that you want to tell us what it is? Or?
It just didn't roll off in the sentence that well,
Okay.
So I made a suggestion. What do you think? I asked Doug, the actor, what do you think that word should be rather than this one? He said, well, how about this? I said, perfect, it works.
Okay, so let's see. Lionel and Rebecca are waiting at the train station for word of Lionel's inheritance and Rebecca's father's plan for her arranged marriage to pay off his debts. How lame is that? So let's see. How to bring the hammer of misfortune down on their heads, poetic, and lubricate the tear ducts of millions of moviegoers. Well, what about if Krillner, the slimy bad guy suitor, shows up and claims Lionel's inheritance has vanished so he can have Rebecca?
Ah, the two lovebirds. Such a pretty picture.
Hello, Krillner. You're the last person I expected to see here after losing out on your bid to buy off her old man and marry Rebecca. To what do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
Haven't you ever heard the old man say not to count your chickens until they've hatched?
People should come see this because this group of actors and directors and playwrights are phenomenal. And this is a relatively new theater, and the Nielsens have done such a beautiful job with refurbishing it and with directing and with choosing plays. They put together an advisory board to help choose when and where we do each of the plays. And this is just a spectacular way to support local artists because all of us are local actors and playwrights, and it's just a wonderful way to support the arts in our community.
It's a nice experience, I think, to see locally produced because I think a lot of people have a bad attitude about our area and feel kind of like Ashtabula County is more of like a pit where nothing good happens, but you can learn, I mean, aside from just having a good time, you can see how much like promise there is in our county with talented actors, writers, directors. It's really a nice experience, I think, to know that there's something around you that is worthwhile, whether or not you see it immediately.
Well,
Shut up, shut up, shut up! I can't believe it.
who are you to tell us to shut up? Just because you created us does not give you the right to be rude.
Did she just shove him?
I believe so. Very, very bad form, that.
Well, what should one expect from a spoiled ingenue?
How is this possible?
Beats me, but now that it is possible, you're not just gonna leave us with a tragic ending now, are you?
Well, it's not up to me, it's the movie director. He calls the shots. He wants a tearjerker ending and I've got, about 5 minutes to produce it.
So I have to pay for it?
Doesn't seem very fair, not to cricket at all.
Yes, and what about me? The rest of my life married to Rebecca the Hun here while I use all of my money to pay off her father's debts? No thanks.
Yes, one does diminish the point of the villain.
It's the price we paid.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Well, you could always quit.
Quit?
Yeah, you know, stop writing, walk away, live to write another day.